So, I think we can all agree it's been a pretty strong year so far for game releases. I mean, just to name a few of the ones already, we've had Tears of the Kingdom, Resi 4, the Dead Space remake, Hogwarts Legacy, Jedi Survivor. I mean, I'll stop there, but to be honest, I probably could have carried on. What is exciting though, is that it's looking like we're going to be having a strong end to the year as well. So, what I have for you today are some of the biggest releases I'm looking forward to for the rest of 2023. So, let's get started with number 5, Assassin's Creed Mirage. This is what's meant to be Ubisoft's back to basics release, much like the Ezio and the Altair era. This will be completely different to the most recent open world RPG like games they've been focusing on, but it remains to be seen if this is going to be a fully developed project or just a money grabbing exercise for all the fans which missed the older games, myself being one of them. What I must say though, is I am looking forward to a basic stealth and assassin game with a much smaller but densely filled city. Completing single assassination missions for the Brotherhood is one of the main reasons why I tend to go back to the older games. I started with the original, so having this being released does tweak my curiosity. What is going to be interesting though, is once the final game is released, how it will be received, and if it will change any of the project plans for the AC franchise. But we'll have to find out when this is dropped on the 12th of October. Next, at number 4, we've got Lies of P. This is the newest Souls-like game to hit the chopping block, and it faces one of the biggest and most judgmental fan bases in gaming. Some are dubbing it as the Bloodborne sequel we never had, but it seems to be a bit of an overhype. However, a Pinocchio grunge-like basis does seem like an intriguing setting for a new release. Regardless of this, I'm always down to try another Soulsborne game. Since Elden Ring, I've been waiting for the next big one of this genre to hit, and the aesthetic and combat has piqued my interest and is one that you can play already. There's already a demo which is available, and it was a good hype builder, but has it done too much? I guess we'll find out when the game's released on the 19th of September. The next one is number 3, Mortal Kombat 1. Now this looks absolutely insane and seems to be a bit of a rebooted world from the Mortal Kombat series we know and love. It hasn't been long since the game has been shown, but as more and more footage and characters are being shown, my interest and excitement levels are growing and growing. Each one is bringing up more and more hype for this series, and I'm generally intrigued to see where they're going to take this in the next chapter. The updated graphics, new look for characters that we've come to know and love has just got me wanting more. But it's a Mortal Kombat game, and the only thing we really care about is the combat. And I'll tell you now, it looks awesome, but it always does. Second characters jumping in to help you, over the top combos, and gore which unfortunately I can't show you. All I can really do is just give you a bit of a hint and a nudge to go and have a look at the trailer for yourself. Or if you want to wait, you'll be able to play this game from September 19th. Now, it wouldn't be a list for 2023 without talking about Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Now, I'm a bit of a Marvel fanboy, and what we have got recently from a gameplay announcement, it looks perfect. Live switching between Miles and Peter, what seems to be a bigger map with both Brooklyn and Queens being involved as well. It is worth noting that these were not involved or available in the previous games. Oh, and of course, there's Symbiote Spider-Man, meaning that we can finally cosplay the iconic scenes from the Spider-Man 3 movie and hone in our inner Tobey Maguire. I know that I'll be walking through the streets just like Tobey, but we do also have to mention the villains. Venom appears to be the big bad, and to be honest, he looks like the big bad if you get me. But there's also Kraven, the Hunter. He's one of my favourite villains when it comes to Spider-Man, and is also getting a movie. Honestly, it looks just as disappointing as Morbius, but in the game, honestly, he looks wicked. I'm just happy that it's going to be getting justification in the game as opposed to the film in 2023. But we're all going to be able to check this out when it's released on the 20th of October. Now, before we get into the final game on this list, there are some honourable mentions that I want to put forward. These are games that I'm excited for, but just not as much as the other 5 on this list. They are games that I would suggest for you to go and check out, have a look at the trailers and see what you think for yourself. Just as a couple to identify, we've got Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, Alan Wake 2, Payday 3, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, the Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty DLC, and RoboCop Rogue City. But finally, what you were waiting for, and what you probably could have guessed, at number 1, we have Starfield. This is the next big game from Bethesda Studios, and one that I've personally been following for a very long time. This is the first new title which hasn't been either that of an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout title in quite a while. And this appears to be what No Man's Skies wishes it was. Some people are saying that it's Fallout in space, not too happy about it, but to me, it looks like a pretty accurate representation, and it's something that I can't wait for. And to be honest, with Bethesda, again, it looks like they're throwing everything at you. Through big adventures, exploring planets with large cities, randomly generated planets for resource gathering, base building, ship building, character customization. Honestly, it's a lot, but it is also very ambitious. The state of games recently hasn't been too great upon releases, and one thing that we do know about Bethesda is their games come with a few glitches or two, so it is going to be interesting to see what the state of this game is when it does get released. But to be honest, regardless of all of that, if any studio can build an incredible world, for me, it's Bethesda. There are two sides of fans that are quite divided by this, but also some that are very incredibly hyped. And to be honest, I fall into the hype category. This is going to be one of the big ones for this year, and personally I cannot wait. I'm going to be doing a beginner's guide, building guides, and honestly all sorts for this game, and probably for the other ones on this list as well. But what I'm going to need from you though is your top 5 games that you're looking forward to for the rest of 2023 in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, a like on it would be amazing. But until the next one, my friends, take care and peace.